now let's meet the starting lineups. First, for Staten Island, number 2, Andrew Watson. Number 5, Will Noaker. Number 7, Miguel Espinoza. Number 10, Ronan Hutchins. Number 14, Jaheen Fausti. Number 15, Cassidy Davidson. Number 17, Sean Fitzgerald. Number 22, Devin Hino. Number 23, Nicholas Cifuentes Diaz. Number 24, Nicholas Kichenko. And in goal, number 1, Richard Raup. The head coach of Staten Island is John Fitzgerald. He's assisted by Paul May, Joe Meager, and Theo Schibel. The goalkeeping coach is Victor Muntian. And now, please welcome the 2024 Manhattan Soccer Club starting 11. A defender from Duke, number 3, Kamran Asito. A defender from Northwestern, number 11, Tyler Glassberg. A defender from St. John's University, number 20, Cameron Boomsaw. A defender from Georgetown, number 26, Oliver Stafford. A defender from Wake Forest, number 43, Prince Amponsa. A defender from Manhattan College, number 35, Ensa Sane. A midfielder from Wake Forest, number 21, Cooper Fox. A midfielder from Notre Dame, number 42, K.K. Bafua. A forward from Fulton Montgomery Community College, number 7, Marvin Kocheku. A forward from Yale, number 10, Max Rogers. And a goalkeeper from Wake Forest, number 1, Trace Alford. The head coach of Manhattan Soccer Club in his 5th season is Ray Salvatore. He's assisted by Jay Myers. Our officiating crew this evening is Timothy Arone, Dylan Ramage, Jared Sparks, and Alan Emanuel. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your caps for the United States Coast Guard's rendition of our national anthem.
From Marillac Field on the campus of the University of Mount St. Vincent, it's another edition of USL League 2 pre-professional soccer. This evening, your Manhattan Soccer Club welcomes in the newest club of the Metropolitan Division, the Monarchs of Staten Island Athletic Sporting Club, right here on Coach's Corner NYC. We welcome you to the broadcast. Joey Jarzinga back with you. Just a few days ago on Wednesday, Manhattan played just 6 minutes and 39 seconds of soccer on this pitch against the Westchester Flames before the skies opened up and postponed the fixture. In full, it was Manhattan. They did not play a full match in nearly 10 days heading into tonight. They entered the contest 1-1, having taken their home opener back on the 22nd against Ironbound Soccer Club by a score of 3-2. You take a look on the other side and see the newest club in the Metro Division, Staten Island Athletic Sporting Club. They've entered tonight, having played 4 matches thus far with a 2-1-1 win-loss and draw record. And this is a club that started just 2 years ago out of Springfield, Illinois, who have not accumulated more than just 2 victories in their freshman and sophomore campaigns. Let's take a peek at the Staten Island first 11 for the head coach in John Fitzgerald, and it's a 4-4-2 formation led off by the junior goalkeeper out of George Washington, Richard Raup. The 4 defenders are Hino, Kishenko, Noaker, and Chifuetes Diaz. The 4 midfielders, Espinosa, Davidson, Fitzgerald, and Andrew Watson. And the 2 forwards are Jaheim Faustin and Rohan Hutchins round out the 2 forwards up front. Taking a peek at your Manhattan Soccer Club, 1-1 in the Metro Division, and they currently sit number 6 in the Metropolitan Division table. Taking a peek as at the keeper is Trace Alfin out of Wake Forest. The 4 defenders, Oliver Stafford, Kamran Asito, making his 2024 debut here this summer. Prince Mpansa, who typically dons 32, will don 43 on his kit this evening. He's the right center back. Ensa Sane out of Manhattan is the right outside back. The 3 midfielders, Flax, Bafua, and Boomsong. The 3 forwards, Rogers, Kocheku, and Glassberg, round out the first 11 for head coach Ray Salvadore. We're underway here in Riverdale on this gorgeous Sunday evening, and it's really good to see someone that has been and has a lot of potential. Kamran Asito, a junior out of Duke, ACC Freshman of the Year just a couple of years ago. 3rd team All-South region as well in 19 total games played for the Blue Devils. Staten Island 2-1-1. Again, they have played a total of 4 matches. This is match number 5 of the season for them. And for Manhattan now, if you go back all the way to the 22nd, again, do we really count the 29th match against Westchester? Just 6 minutes and 39 seconds into that match before the skies opened up. And the thunder and lightning just continued. And that's all she had written. And a rescheduled date has yet to be determined between Westchester and MSC for that one. Well, Staten Island, led by head coach John Fitzgerald last season out in Springfield, Illinois, 2-10-0. 6 total points, 9 goals, 40 allowed, a -31 goals margin. And they were in the Heartland Division. This one sent up ahead and pushed aside that time by Will Noaker. He's the team's captain. Noaker, a senior defender out of Binghamton, has played a total of 320 minutes thus far throughout the first 4 matches of this summer campaign. Center official for tonight's fixture, Timothy Arone. Dylan Ramage is the AR1. Jared Sparks is the 4th official. Meanwhile, Alan Emanuel is the AR2 on the opposite side. This is Rogers, goes in! Max Rogers told us just a few moments ago that he committed to Maryland, and there's a reason why. That the grad transfer heading to the Big Ten Conference, he can score goals just like that. With the left foot just inside the 18-yard box. Max Rogers, the junior out of Sydney, Australia, just completed his 4-year term at Yale University for the Bulldogs, was named All-Ivy League first-teamer, United Soccer Coach's All-Region first team, and was a part of the All-Tournament team as well.
Manhattan Soccer Club goal for number 10, Max Rogers. Assist for number 21, Cooper Flax at 217.
And Cooper Flax, what a job that Cooper Flax has done throughout this 2021, or rather 2024 campaign. And he comes in with the 1 goal against Ironbound. And now he's recorded a total of 2 points, 1 goal and 1 assist here, as this one's sent ahead by Noaker. And entering the 18 this time, Glassberg, and able to make the grab that time was Richard Raup. Out of Center Moriches on Long Island. And by way of George Washington in the A10, played just 2 games, Delaware and Longwood. It was the lone start that he registered in 2023. 3 goals allowed, 3 total saves, and faced a total of 17 shots on the year. Played only 45 minutes against Delaware, which had a no decision in that one. 4 games played in 2022, and it's a solid high school prospect coming out of Center Moriches High. And is very familiar with this USL League 2. Played for the Long Island Rough Riders. As this one sent down the wing for Max Rogers, who making his 2024 debut, as is a lot of these MSC personnel. Cameron Acito as well, Glassberg. And everyone else has played the 2 matches so far. And that's something that head coach Ray Salvadore, looking for win number 37, had told us in the preseason. He said it might be a little slow to start. He said, but his team will be back and his team will be ready to go with reinforcements down the stretch. Pushed over the head that time, Jaheim Faustin. He's a 2004 product. Trinidad and Tobago, formerly on San Juan Jablote. Recorded 1 assist against Ironbound in that rain-soaked 1-1 draw, where they only played 57 minutes on the pitch out at Hamline Field, the home of Wagner Seahawks in the NEC. They don't have a men's program. They only have the women's program, led by good friend in Phil Casella. And Noaker nearly running into Faustin that time. Noaker takes it out with the right foot. Big block that time. So throw in coming for Staten Island. Again, nice and early. It's been all Manhattan in terms of possession through the first 7 minutes on the pitch. Bafua is also on the pitch for the 3rd match. Cameron Acito, the team's right center back, and just completed the tour with Duke down in the home where Max Rogers is from in Sydney, Australia. That's where they were, so that's why Cameron Acito getting some time. Just 3.5, you want to call it 3.5 matches in. But foul that time for Staten Island. Cameron Boomsong out of St. John's University sends it over toward Flax. That time Glassberg on a give and go on the far side. Flax sends it in, and Raup is able to make the grab. Hot start for this MSC squad. Again, just 6 minutes, 39 seconds, roughly about 5 days ago. Nicholas Kishenko, transfer from College of Staten Island, and eventually had made his way to North Florida. Kishenko, a Staten Island native. Played just 14 games this past season for the North Florida Ospreys. Had 3 assists, a couple against Winthrop, 1 against Georgia Southern, 6 total shots. Started the first 11 matches for North Florida before coming off of the bench in the last 3 that he appeared in. And Sasane tries to get it back, but Fua. And now right back that time for Hino. Andrew Watson also on the pitch. Out of Adelphi, West Sayville native. Plays for head coach Gary Book on Long Island. That time spun around by Tyler Glassberg. In front for Boomsong. Glassberg again. And now Boomsong back to the top for Cameron-Acito. Boomsong. That time, Sane sends it in just too far. But Acito able to come back and grab that. Here comes Stafford. Stafford laterally to Cooper Flax. Flax sends it in, no look pass, and turned over. But Bafua is able to grab it back. Rogers. Max Rogers put MSC in front 1-0 at 2 minutes and 17 seconds into this match. Well, you look at what Staten Island has done. The Monarchs back in 2022, that was their inaugural season in League Two. 2-11-1, 7 total points, 16 goals, 38 allowed. It was a tough sophomore campaign for them, but moving nearly 3.5 hours by plane out east to Staten Island, and they take over the spot that was held for many years in the Metropolitan Division by FA Euro. They're no longer in pre-professional existence, and Staten Island came in and took their spot as the number 10 team in the division. Here comes Cassidy Davidson. Davidson, solid moves, and now offside is Staten Island. Shots are 1-0 in favor of MSC, also 1-0 on the scoreboard as Acito looks for Rogers along the wing, gives it back. Taken away that time by Staten Island from Bafua. Hino tried to pass that one inside for Hutchins, but turned over. And MSC, the recipient, Cooper Flax. Taking it right back was Davidson. Flax scoops that down for Rogers, just too far. A lot of familiarity between some of the Staten Island Athletic Sporting Club Monarch players, as well as one of our youth coaches and social media man in Joe Balella, who's also the assistant coach on College of Staten Island. So there is a lot of familiarity between some of these players, as well as Chifuentes Diaz, too, Queens College product, just recently won the ECC tournament. Head coach Frank Vertulo, what a job that team had done. Chifuentes Diaz will get a ring next season. First ever ECC title for the Knights. Cooper Flax. Not much movement for MSC. Stafford continuing to go back. And now Acito. Give and go with Flax. And Sasane. Give and go now with Glassberg. MSC trying to set something up here. Now it's Stafford. And trying to find Rogers, but just too far for him. Richard Raup got credit for the draw, 57 total minutes. As the goalkeeper against Ironbound allowed 1 goal. And then against New Jersey Copa FC got credit for the win, 1 goal allowed. And their first match as the Staten Island Monarchs. And what do we have here? But finishing our thoughts for the first match for the Staten Island Monarchs. They recorded a clean sheet, 1-0 against Morris Elite back on the 18th. And that was Jürgen Huber who got credit for the clean sheet. As we have some traffic in front. And sliding down that time was Acito. Trying to get over that was Jaheim Faustin looking for his first strike of the season. He has 2 points already. An assist at Ironbound, or against Ironbound, and an assist at Hudson Valley in the 3-0 loss. Couple of results this year by way of NJ Copa and Morris Elite. And NJ Copa, it's been a tough road for them, especially to start this year. 0-4-0. They started out their tenure really well back in 2018 and made the postseason. Metuchen High School out in New Jersey, and Fernando Barboda, at the time the head coach of that club, no longer there, and now a bit of a rebuild out in central New Jersey. 17th minute of play. Flax looking for Kocheku. And here's Stafford. Back for Boomsong. Boomsong again. And now Stafford goes down. Right ankle that time. And you can hear the extra microphone, the bonus sounds that we've got here. That's the first time that a ball has hit the bonus microphone that we've got placed along the pitch. We've got two microphones, one on the Staten Island side and the other on the MSC side, as Cooper Flax had an opportunity this time, and now Alphin will make the grab with Staten Island threatening. Here's Sane. Left outside back finds Flax. And now the right center back, or rather left center back in Kamran Acito. Here's Bafua. Trying to push the pace is Stafford. Stafford. Solid job by Rogers through the legs of a pair of Staten Island defenders. Flax tries to get around some traffic. Here comes Kocheku, goes just high. Just the second shot for MSC as Kocheku looking for his second strike in as many matches. He recorded one against Ironbound in that 3-2 win. Also put up 3 shots in that match as well. Fulton Montgomery Community College had 12 goals and had 3 game-winning strikes on the JUCO level. Too much that time off of Stafford's boot. Watson. Hutchins. And now the wide side for Hino. Hino, left foot on a cross, and Acito is able to find that and send that away. Kamran Acito. Talk more about him later on. And offside for now the second time this evening are the Monarchs. So we told you how Kamran Acito come by way of the Duke Blue Devils, ACC Rookie, or rather Freshman of the Year back in 2022. This past year, 18 games played, 12 shots, and 3 shots on goal for him, but has been a key contributor on Duke's back line. Trinity School product. And there's rumblings that at some point he will be drafted, just similar to a few of his now former teammates. Jelani Forbes had gotten drafted from Wake Forest. He was not only an ACC foe, but also a teammate on this MSC squad a season ago. Tough spot on the far side for Davidson. Punched away that time by Raup. Stafford on the quick throw-in. Acito moving quickly. Nice job there by Glassberg to clear that ball out of harm's way. Flax to Acito. Acito finds Stafford on the near side. 1v1 that time with Hino. Stafford beats him along the end line and poked aside that time by the Binghamton product, Hino. So first corner kick for MSC. Hino, a grad student out of Garrison. 76 minutes on the pitch against Morris Elite back on the 18th. As Acito tries to head that one toward the goal and instead went just wide of Raup. Had a game-winning goal at Canisius, also an assist recorded at UMass Lowell this past year. On the student-athlete side of things, CSC, College Sports Communicators Academic All-District. So not only can he get it done on the pitch, but he can get it done in the classroom as well. As Staten Island almost makes a boo-boo, and they're able to get things back in their favor for the time being. Nearly taken away was Watson from Kocheku, and now Hutchins has to try and stymie Boomsong, and falling down on the pitch was Watson. Acito off the shoulder that time. Here he goes. Acito trails back. A nice job there by Miguel Espinoza, the CSI product, also in the ECC, former teammate of Nicholas Kachenko. Now, we told you about Andrew Watson out of West Sayville by way of Adelphi. Recorded 1 assist against Hudson Valley. And Andrew Watson in his sophomore campaign, 7 total games played. And he nearly missed half the season due to an injury. And he played just a grand total of 245 minutes on the pitch. This one sent in with the left foot and now poked aside there by Noaker. No, throw in coming in now. And sent back for Trace Alfin. Left foot down for Rogers. And now back for Stafford. Laterally for Bafua. Tried to find Flax on a one-touch. Here's Acito. Back for Glassberg and Acito. In front this time, give and go, Kocheku and Stafford. Back to Kocheku. Has Rogers along the near touch line, but instead goes in the middle for Glassberg. Here's Stafford. Now it's Ensa Sane. With the left foot along the far touch line is Cooper Flax, 1v2. Sends it inside, one touch again for Rogers. And tries to find Sane along the end line and just goes out of play. Shots are 3-0 in favor of MSC. Again, Ray Salvadori had told us that Westchester start, the first 6 minutes, 39 seconds of logged match time, said we looked really good. And he wasn't kidding. Max Rogers in the 3rd minute of play, assisted by Cooper Flax to put MSC on the board 1-0. Lone meeting between these two clubs. Hutchins. In front that time for Davidson. Back to Hutchins. Hutchins in front. And couldn't get anything going for Faustin. Davidson, the top of the arc, now taken away by Bafua. Here's Ampansa. Again, Pansa donning 43 this evening. Typically dons 32. Bafua. And now Flax. Sends it all the way down for Glassberg. Can he get there in time? He can, keeps it in. Up top for Rogers. Sends it in the middle for Kocheku, who spins and gets a shot blocked. And now another throw-in for MSC. Here's Flax. And getting tripped up that time was Bafua from Jaheim Faustin. Moving nice and quickly, here is MSC. Here's Flax at the top. Big stop, that time by Raup. And Glassberg unable to get around Nicholas Chifuetes Diaz. Well, we told you about Richard Raup and his success at the USL League 2 level. Center Morich's product from Long Island, has played for the Rough Riders. And you notice a lot of talent on this Staten Island roster. A lot of them hail from Long Island. Told you about Watson from Sayville, Raup from Center Morich's. This one sent in, and Rogers tries to send one home. Just over the head of Raup, not the case. You also look at Sean Fitzgerald as well. out of Smithtown and Smithtown West on Long Island. Andre Insalico out of Quogue by way of Fordham plays for Carlo Acquista. Also no Messer at Fordham, but by way of Bethesda, Maryland. Now to enter the 30th minute of play. Here comes Cifuentes Diaz. Moves it laterally to Hutchins. Wide side for Hino. Playing back is Stafford. Now this time Sean Fitzgerald. Left outside back in Watson. Now sends it across for Nicholas Kashenko, who's the team's captain. One of two on this Monarch roster. Davidson, unable to get past Bafua and Flax through the midfield. Pushing up the pace this time was Fitzgerald. And now it's Miguel Espinosa. Espinosa lets one loose and off of Hutchins that time. Bit of friendly fire. That goes down as the team's first registered shot. Shots are 6-1 in favor of MSC. Another turnover here for MSC. Here comes Faustin with the left foot that time from Sané. Turnover for Manhattan. And Sané is able to right his wrong and redeem himself. Here comes Glassberg along the far touchline. And now Watson, the Adelphi Panther. Finding that triangle with Noaker and Sean Fitzgerald. Wide side for Cifuentes Diaz. Nearly turned over. Cooper Flax was hovering. And really not much that the Monarchs can do, as Watson nearly had his pocketed pick that time by Rogers, and Kocheku almost doing the same, so they have to resort by sending the ball back to their keeper in Raup. That back line for MSC has pretty much been clogging any potential momentum that Staten Island wants to build. They have been unable to get anything going with the exception of the one shot. It's been a lot of Manhattan Soccer Club final third action. Really have not seen much really around anywhere else. It's just been really through the midfield. Manhattan trying to get things set up. But along the back line, with the exception of the first goal, Staten Island, they've done a pretty good job. As Bafua through the midfield. Off of a Staten Island midfielder, and now it's Sané. Finds Glassberg. Glassberg through. It's Sané on another cross. Big opportunity, gets stopped that time from Kocheku. Hino had blocked the shot, and now an offside call just along the end line. And we have an injured Monarch. It's Devin Hino, the recent Binghamton grad. Now sending it back. This time is Noaker. Richard Raup Ampansa. Sane on the inside. Stafford. And now Boomsong. Nice job that time by Glassberg. And plays it down that time by a handball from Chifuetes Diaz. Looking at the Metropolitan Division table, Hudson Valley, they've won their first 4 matches. They sit at the top of the table with 12. Rough Riders, 3-0-0. They've won their first 3 matches. Manhattan takes them on the 12th, out on Long Island, and then the last home game of the year will be against the Rough Riders. Some playoff implications potentially. The pair of 7s doing battle. Here comes Faustin. Faustin one-on-one that time, able to get around Stafford and just wide of Alphen. Big opportunity for the Trinidad and Tobago native in Jaheim Faustin, formerly on the Trinidad U20 squad. Again, he recorded a pair of assists against Ironbound and Hudson Valley and logged 64 minutes on the pitch at NJ Copa in that 2-1 full-time decision. Shots are 7-2 in favor of MSC, 36th minute of play here in Riverdale. Here's Flax. Bafua. Rogers through the midfield, finding Glassberg on the wide side. Rogers with the burst of speed tries to cross it back to Glassberg. Chifuetes Diaz trails, and now Ensa Sane with some time to get set up. Glassberg off of Chifuetes Diaz, the recent champion in the ECC. Ensa Sane poked aside by Noaker. And now the St. John's product, Boomsong, got taken down. And now a lot of space. Here comes Espinosa, but Trace Alphen is able to beat him out. What a job by the Wake Forest goalkeeper. And now MSC. End-to-end action. Here's Kocheku. Kocheku spins around Hino, and Bafua gets deflected. That shot got deflected that time off of Kishenko. "37th minute of play. Still a 1-0 advantage for MSC. Center official Jared Sparks. We were told it was Timothy Arone. Well, they changed things up on us. We also were not told that Alan Emanuel, who's on the AR1 duty, we were told he was the 4th. So we were told wrong information, so we apologize for that, and we noticed that when they got here. Said, where are you positioned? Oh, I'm the center. Okay. No, we were told that you were the 3rd. Be that as it may, we roll on here in the 38th minute. +6 shot margin in favor of MSC. Throw in this time, and a solid job there by Jaheim Faustin. Able to get in front of Rogers. Watson. And now Faustin off of the calf of Acito. And Ampansa does a nice job heading that one back to his not only summer teammate, but also his collegiate teammate in Trace Alphen. 39th minute, here's Ensa Sane, and now Glassberg. Back for Ampansa. Again, if you're just joining us, he typically dons 32, donning 43 this evening. Stafford on the ground for Flax. No look pass there to Rogers, but Watson was able to sniff it out. Hutchins takes it away, and now Cifuentes Diaz along the far side. Here comes Cifuentes Diaz. What a job trailing that time by Glassberg. He's able to slow down the pace of Cifuentes Diaz. Hutchins. And now Noaker. Give and go again with Kashenko. Davidson. Hutchins again. Got tripped up that time. And now here comes Faustin, the two forwards for John Fitzgerald. And just the third shot for the Monarchs here through the first 40. Here's Flax. And now sends it back to Stafford. Team's right outside back. Again, Acito, the right center back. And Panza, the team's left center back, in a lot of ACC talent on the pitch for MSC. And speaking of another one in KK Bafua out of Notre Dame, cannot get there in time along the end line. So another goal kick coming for Raup here in the 41st minute. Over the head that time of Boomsong, and here comes Espinoza. Espinoza through the midfield, wide open for Hino. Hino goes around, one goes in, off of Alfin. What a stop that time by Trace Alfin. Talk about the maneuvers from Hino that results in a corner kick for the Monarchs. "42nd minute of play, and able to make the grab was Trace Alfin. Now, if only we had replay here. What a job that was that time by Hino to get around Stafford and nearly able to tie this one up here at one apiece. And again, Hino, the team's left outside back in this 4-4-2 formation for John Fitzgerald. Cifuentes Diaz, and punched back in by Sane. Here's Glassberg. Taken away by Boomsong, and just too much. Or rather, that may have been deflected off of a Monarch. Bafua. Over to Stafford. Stafford will punt this one up, and able to make the grab was Richard Raup. Hutchins, give and go that time with Watson. Cameron Acito able to get in front that time of Sean Fitzgerald. And now we might have an injury for the Monarchs. And it looks as if from our vantage point, that's Miguel Espinosa. So everyone will take a quick breather while he gets checked out and he's able to get back up on his feet. Head into the 44th minute here in Riverdale. Boom song comes back on and play resumes. Here's Ensa Sane, the Manhattan defensive back. Out of nearby Manhattan College for the Jaspers in the MAC in Division I. His teammates with Nassim Aki, who played on this club last year. As this one is poked in, and Raup is able to beat out the likes of Bafua. Also played with Gunnar Studenoft as well. And as we know, Gunnar Studenoft was drafted in the MLS Super Draft back in 2023 in the third round, pick number 59 by the Colorado Rapids.
1 minute of stoppage time has been added. 1 minute of stoppage time has been added.
So 1 minute of stoppage time, as you could hear our public address announcer Seth Cantor tell you, as Flack sends this one up for Glassberg and just goes past the diving Raup. Off the left foot that time of Glassberg, the Melville native by way of Northwestern. Another corner kick for MSC taken by Max Rogers along the near corner flag. Very far inside, 50-50 ball poked aside that time by Raup. Nice job there by the Center Moriches native. Poked in again, who's got it? And MSC unable to get its second strike. Marvin Kocheku. And that'll do here in the first 45. So a third-minute goal from Max Rogers. Welcome back to the newly minted Maryland Terrapin as he gets Manhattan on the board, and we head to break here. Cooper Flax with the lead assist and the lone assist. We'll see you all in a few short moments here. 15 minutes we'll be back here from Riverdale. Shots are 9-4, MSC in front 1-0 here on Coach's Corner NYC. Start of the second half from Riverdale between your Manhattan Soccer Club and the Staten Island Athletic Sporting Club Monarchs. Here from the University of Mount St. Vincent, it's a 1-0 MSC advantage after a 2 minutes and 17-second goal.
Second half for Manhattan SC, number 40 TJ Prestis comes in, replacing number 35 Entasane. And for Staten Island, number 11, Jalen Jean comes in. He replaces number 14, Jaheim Faustine.
Well, and you hear our public address announcer, Seth Cantor, announce the two substitutions. We'll finish where our thoughts, though. 2 minutes and 17 seconds into the match, Max Rogers, the newly minted Maryland Terrapin, the grad transfer from the Yale Bulldogs, recorded his first strike of the season. Cooper Flax with his second point of the year, his first assist. Shots are 9-4 in favor of MSC, and the lone sub for head coach Ray Salvadori is TJ Prestis, the Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year out of Yale, and he comes in to replace Ensa Sane. Possession was 58% in favor of Manhattan compared to 42% from Staten Island Athletic Sporting Club. Fouls were also 5-3 in favor of Manhattan Soccer Club. We're underway here in the start of the second half as Jalen Jean comes in to replace Jaheim Faustine. So you'll see 11 on for 14, and meanwhile for MSC, 40 comes on for the likes of 35. And I believe we just felt some raindrops. I think that's what we just felt here, and we now have some PTSD from the Westchester match where the skies absolutely opened up and there was nothing that could be done. But be that as it may, we'll continue on here and hope for the best. Joey Jarzinka back with you on Coach's Corner NYC. And Manhattan Soccer Club now going from right to left as Cooper Flax is able to make the grab there. Prestis sends it now back for Noaker. Here comes Staten Island through the midfield. They had a lot of trouble getting into their final third, really in the beginning of the match, but then as they began to settle in, things got a bit easier for them down the stretch of the first 45. Again, shots were 9-4 in favor of MSC. And just too much that time. And offside is the call for Staten Island. And as we said, there is a mini cloud over us that is green, so we might see a little bit of rain. Really was not hoping for that, but cannot argue with Mother Nature, unfortunately. This one sent down. Boom song. And now Glassberg along the near wing. Prestis. Glassberg, no-look pass inside for Kocheku, taken away there by Chifuentes Diaz, who almost lost his footing. Pass inside and taken away by MSC. Here comes Cooper Flax. The team captain looks to set something up. Sends it down on the wide side now. On a cross, big stop that time again by Richard Raup. Here's Prestis. That was KK Bafua on the team's 10th shot. Here's Flax. Flax looks to load up. Did not get the shot that he liked. Stafford over. Now toward Rogers along the far wing. Rogers with the left foot inside the arc. Tries to scoop it up ahead for Prestis. Prestis on a bounce pass there for Glassberg and pushed aside. That'll result in a goal kick. Nice job that time defensively by Staten Island. And now here comes the Monarchs. Up ahead for Espinosa. Wide angle pass that time. Chifuentes Diaz up front for Jean and able to make the diving grab. Was Trace Alphen. Alphen, the lone keeper on the roster. Here this evening, MSC carries about 4 to 5 goalkeepers here in the summer. But Salvatore only calling up just the one. Noaker. Now off of Ampansa. And now back for Alphen. Cooper Flax. And now Stafford on the give and go. Here comes Boomsong. Along the near wing for Glassberg, on the ground for KK Bafua. Now taken away again by Sean Fitzgerald. Punched back in at midfield by Staten Island, but here comes Cameron Acito. Acito through, Kocheku scoops it up for Prestis. Solid takeaway that time by Staten Island. Stafford and Flax trying to stymie Davidson, unable to do so, but Stafford able to get it back. Here comes Boomsong. Boomsong with a lot of open space, slowly closing. Rogers puts on the brakes in the middle of that trio, and Davidson takes it away. And now the rain beginning to fall here in Riverdale. Now a foul that time on Bafua. We'll see how long this rain shower lasts. From what we are gathering, it will not last long. Expect it to last maybe 15, 20 minutes, but again, that's with absolutely no meteorology knowledge whatsoever. So now Manhattan Soccer Club with the ability to make it a 2-0 game, as this one is scooped up that time by Richard Raup. Rain coming down even harder now, and almost taking that one away was Kocheku. Scoops it up and able to grab that ball was Richard Raup. .54th minute of play. Acito sends one down the wing for Glassberg, able to get past the diving Chifuentes on a cross and poked aside that time by Richard Raup. Max Rogers looking for goal number 2 and to put up A crucial insurance tally for the newly minted Maryland Terrapin. Oh, so close. But Richard Raup showing what he's capable of. The George Washington keeper out of the A-10. Trying to find something was Bafua. Flax couldn't get anything to go. In the center circle now, Bafua back for Cameron Acito. Acito with a lot of room to work with, finds Stafford. And that one had dribbled off of his foot. Here comes Hutchins. Far side that time for Espinosa and punched out of play from Boomsong. And now here comes Staten Island in their final third. 56th minute of play. And as we did say, the rain beginning to slow down. Hopefully we don't jinx that. And offside is the call on Hutchins. So we'll have another sub. He's off and getting tended to just in front of us. Now it looks like we will have a sub coming in. And we might have 2 subs coming on.
For Staten Island, number 9, Andre Insalaco comes into the match.
So Andre Insalaco comes into the match out of Quag. Also, we'll get the second sub momentarily.
Insalaco replaces number 43, Nicholas Cifuentes Diaz.
And now Sean Manacho out of AIC comes in. Manacho and Watson play against one another in the NE10, Adelphi and AIC, American International. Here's Boomsong. Well, we had to get our umbrella from the car. And of course, as we do, it stops raining. As we said, School of Meteorology. Always a fun school to go to. Right back for Jalen Jean. Moving it up front, Jalen Jean again, but having again his pocket picked was MSC Cameron Acito. Again. Simply cannot get anything going, as Acito has been all over this back line for Manhattan. Rogers skipped past him, and here comes Kocheku. And tried to find one right past Noaker. So Manacho comes in. Prestis. And now Cooper Flax. Flax scoops it in. Flax again on the ground for Rogers along the end line. Poked away that time by Raup. What a job by Richard Raup here tonight. As a plethora of saves. And is giving this Monarchs team a chance here against MSC. Flax on the ground. Solid job that time by Davidson. And Pansa sends it along the end line for Bafua. Now throw in coming for TJ Prestis. And again, just to give you some more about Prestis, New Albany, Ohio native, out of Yale University in the Ivy League, was named Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year, United Soccer Coaches All-Region Second Team, as Boomsong lets one go. And skipping into the glove of Richard Raup. 15 shots for MSC compared to the Monarchs 4. 67th minute. Now foul that time on MSC is Andrew Watson goes down. Again, Jared Sparks, the center official, making the call, and you could hear through our bonus microphone head coach Ray Salvatore showing his displeasure with that call by the center official. Hino at midfield finds Sean Fitzgerald. Haven't called his name much here this afternoon, or rather this evening. Throw in from Prestis. And Pansa. Off the chest of Acito, and He'll quarterback this possession for MSC. Jalen Jean. Here's Davidson. And playing that one off the chest was Alphin. Here's Bafua, or rather Mpansa. Biggs unable to handle that pass from Mpansa. Now Staten Island with a throw in. And taken away now by Kocheku. Kocheku gets past the trio. In the middle this time for Bafua. And a solid defensive effort by Staten Island to shut down the Notre Dame midfielder. Oh, so close that time for MSC. And now here comes Rogers. Rogers along the far touchline. Rogers in front this time to Flax, goes in! Cooper Flax gives MSC a crucial insurance tally. It's 2-0 Manhattan Soccer Club here in the 70th minute. Cooper Flax, second strike in as many matches, recorded his first against Ironbound Soccer Club in full time. Back on the 22nd, he records his second goal of the season, and he recorded 2 game winners against Boston College and NC State during the 2023 campaign. And Marvin Kocheku gets credit. And Max Rogers gets credit for another assist. And you could hear the displeasure from the side of Staten Island. Now foot race that time between Andre and Solico. And Mpansa. Here comes Hutchins. Kashenko. Up front for the Adelphi Panther, Watson on a cross. Looks in the middle, just too high. That time for Insalico. Playing it back that time, Davidson. Kayvon Gray, the twin brother of Tavon Gray. And for those NYCFC first team fans that know the name Tavon Gray, yes, that is one of the same. Kayvon Gray, his twin brother, will enter the pitch for the likes of Marvin Kocheku. What a job the Fulton Montgomery Community College native had done here tonight. He comes off, and he records his first point. First assist, rather, his second point of the USL season.
Soccer Club substitution, number 38, Kayvon Gray, comes in for number 7, Marvin Kocheku.
What a job by Marvin Kocheku tonight, as Kayvon Gray makes his USL League 2 2024 debut tonight. By way of the Bronx, he's a striker for the Manhattan Jaspers. He's a part of NYCFC, their club academy. Followed his brother's footsteps as well. And dipping his toe into the USL League 2 side of things. Here's Prestis. Able to regain his stature that time was Watson. Prestis on the ground for Flax. And Flax bounces off the ground that time on a foul by Staten Island. And Cassidy Davidson. Again, Cooper Flax, he bounced off of the turf. Looks to be all right. Again, Cooper Flax, a Warrior out of Dix Hills on Long Island, half Hollow Hills East. Also by way of Wake Forest, again recorded his second strike to put MSC up by 2. Give and go that time with Bafua. Prestis, and now Flax. Bafua at the top, he lost his edge. That's Biggs. Right back for Bafua, and then Mpansa. Here's Prestis, along the near touchline. Thought about feeding it to Glassberg, said no, we'll feed Flax instead. Up top for Bafua. Inadvertent redirect. Keeping it in? No. Glassberg could not do so. And does it result in a goal kick? Yes, it does. Sub coming on. No Messer. Will come on to replace Sean Fitzgerald. And you can hear
Staten Island substitution, number 6, Noah Messer. Checks in, he replaces number 17, Sean Fitzgerald.
And you could hear the vote of confidence from John Fitzgerald and his entire coaching staff saying, make a difference out there, Noah. And we'll see if he can do that, as MSC currently out shooting the Monarchs plus 12, 16-4. And MSC in front 2-0. Again, Max Rogers, the first strike of his 2024 USL campaign, followed by Cooper Flax's second goal of the season. And Mpansa thinking about which way. Cooper Flax goes the opposite direction, but for good measure. Eventually pays off. Prestis, no look behind the back pass and offside. Trio of subs coming in for MSC. Gianluca Armelino, Mohamed Nuhu coming on. Playing it back now was Mpansa. And you have this sense, this feeling. Now we'll have a foul. Here on Insalico.
Can my players make a call too? Can they do it?
again, you can hear displeasure on Staten Island's side. Sent down by Prestis. Here's Glassberg. A little bit of a poke in the back that time by Glassberg, so he'll get called for the foul. Well, sliding on that slippery turf was Gray. And now Raup to Watson along the near wing. Solid job there by Impanza getting around in Jalen Jean. And now the trio. Of subs will come on. What a job by Max Rogers.
For Manhattan Soccer Club, number 23, Nicholas Hajamidas comes in along with number 25, Mohamed Nuhu.
Hajamidas also comes in, but Max Rogers, welcome back. Tyler Glassberg, also a phenomenal job tonight out of Northwestern. 4 shots season ago, had 75 minutes in his first NCAA start in the Big Ten tournament quarterfinal against Michigan. Chose Northwestern over the Pitt Panthers. And has been a big part of this Manhattan Soccer Club for the last year. Poked aside now. Staten Island pushes the pace up ahead. Cassidy Davidson. Hudgens. Along the far side in the midfield. He has to turn around. A lot of traffic caused by MSC. Also Nicholas Hajamidas out of Larnaca, Cyprus by way of Lafayette. And for those that recall, of course, our very own Eddie Sutton's Alex Sutton was on that Leopard squad, one of the best goalkeepers that program has ever seen. Also, we brought up Mohamed Nuhu. Gianluca Armelino as well. Will we have a yellow? We will. And that'll be against Andre Insalico. He's absolutely furious. 81st minute yellow card shown to Insalico, the Quag native out of Fordham. Well, Insalico has recorded a couple of goals.
Yellow card given to number 9, Andre Insalico.
And nearly just over the foot of Kayvon Gray. And we'll push from behind that time. Will we have a yellow? Oh, yes, we will. Well, welcome to USL League 2, Nicholas Hajamidas. Just nearly a few moments in to the match.
Manhattan Soccer Club, yellow card given to number 23, Nicholas Hajamidas.
And again, just 3 minutes into his time on the pitch, he gets greeted with a yellow. Here's Hudgens. Hudgens tries to get around some traffic. Does so again. And now has to face the bigger boss. Alongside the middle now. MSC slows the pace. It's Hajamidas. He'll try it again. Down the length of the pitch for Mohamed Nuhu. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Nuhu in the middle, flax to Kayvon Gray at the top of the 18. Pokes it in. And that time over the head of Kayvon Gray, oh so close. Kishenko with the left foot. Near side, pushes it up, but Mpansa says that's mine. Well, push in the back that time by Nsalico. He gets called for a foul. And let's see. Leaning toward Andrew Watson. It's center official Jared Sparks just in front of the press box. Can't really see anything from our vantage point, but Trace Alfin sends it over to Cameron Acito. And now Prestis. Down the length of the pitch. Jamitas plays it. In front for Bafua. Off of Nuhu, he has to go the opposite direction. Hadjimitas sends it in front, looking for Kayvon Gray. Poked up that time. And here's Acito, one-on-one with Nsalico, and he's able to get around traffic. For the time being, here comes Hutchins. 85th minute of play. Laterally that time. And now out of play with a throw-in coming for MSC. Kayvon Gray sends it back to Hadjimitas. Now goes around Bafua. Bafua gets it right back after he picks the pocket of Jalen Jean. Prestis. Gray. Right foot inside for Flax. Here's Gray. Gray with the shot, and able to make the grab that time was Richard Raup. Shots are 17-4. MSC in full control of this match. Staten Island with another turnover. Sends it up front for Nuhu. He's onside. One-on-one. Nuhu and Watson goes in! Mohamed Nuhu with the arc, and it's 3-0 MSC in the top right corner. My goodness. Mohamed Nuhu in the upper 90 for Manhattan Soccer Club. The Accra, Ghana native records his first goal as a member of this Manhattan Soccer Club USL League 2 first team out of Amherst in the NESCAC. 89 total minutes coming into tonight, and has just recorded a couple of shots on the season.
Manhattan Soccer Club goal for number 25, Mohamed Nuhu.
And you can hear Mohamed Nuhu gets credit for that one. And no assist on that goal. And MSC with the extra insurance if necessary, which Right now, MSC has been all over the Monarchs here in this one. And Panza. And tried to feed it to Gray, but solid job defensively there by the North Florida defensive back in Kashenko. We'll have a sub as Ronan Hutchins, his night is complete in the 88th minute. A couple of subs on for the final few moments. Kyle Hale out of Central Connecticut State. Meanwhile, Zane Brown.
And number 18, Kyle Holly come in.
Both out of Central Connecticut State in the Northeast Conference, CCSU. The latter, Zane Brown, out of Middle Island, New York. This one's on the ground trying to find something, and instead found the wrong team. Here comes Staten Island. Insalico wiggles around, and again, cannot figure out this back line, and again turned over, and Panza. Can he right his wrong? Zane Brown along the wing. And what a job by MSC's back line. My goodness. Every time there's a mistake, they're able to figure things out. And Prestis, the Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year. What a job. 40 seconds remaining in regulation. We'll get the official stoppage time number in a moment. You would have to expect it to be in the range of about 1 minute to maybe 2, if that. We'll find out in about 20 seconds. Here comes Bafua. Bafua has Gray along the near wing. Up top for Flax. Sends it across for Gray, just too much. Goal kick coming for Richard Raup and Staten Island. So 4 minutes of stoppage time has been added.
So stoppage time has been added. 4 minutes of stoppage time has been added.
Well, 4 minutes, that's a fairly long time here. And again, it makes sense with the cards added, the injuries sustained as well for Chifuentes Diaz. Well, Nuhu tried to get around Staten Island that time. Here's Brown. Hajimitas tries to escape a quartet of Monarchs. Cameron Acito. Acito once again quarterbacking this back line for MSC. Tries to send it up ahead for Kayvon Gray, just too far. Will Noaker. Along the far touch line. And now sending it in front for Insalico. Was Hino. The throw in this time. And Hino along the far touch line, back to Kashenko. Hino up ahead for Insalico. Insalico along the far touch line, sends it right back to Hino. Cassidy Davidson now back to Kashenko. And Kashenko goes off of Cooper Flax. Here they come. Flax slows down the pace, sends it up ahead for Bafua. And now Kashenko. One last opportunity for the Monarchs. And will we have a yellow? Let's see what we have here. Looks as if we will have a yellow. And it looks as if that it will be on Will Noaker.
Staten Island yellow card on number 5, Will Noaker.
So another yellow card issued to Staten Island here, and we've now seen 3 yellow cards issued here in this match. So Staten Island will fall to 2-2-1. Meanwhile, Manhattan Soccer Club, they'll advance to 2-1-0. And that will do. Full time, MSC with a clean sheet against the newest team in the Metropolitan Division, the Staten Island Athletic Sporting Club Monarchs. A 3-0 full-time clean sheet and a solid result, 18-4 in favor of Manhattan in terms of shots on goal. And the three shots, or rather the 3 goals that we saw, what a job by Max Rogers to start things off. And then after, it was Cooper Flax. And then the extra insurance tally was from the freshman in Mohamed Nuhu. What a job tonight here by MSC, and they advance to 2-1-0. And Staten Island Athletic Sporting Club, they fall to 2-2-1. I'm Joey Jarzinka saying so long, and we will see you all on the 8th of June, next Saturday, when Manhattan Soccer Club welcomes Cedar Stars Academy, beginning at 8:30 Eastern Time right here on Coach's Corner NYC. Joey Jarzinka saying good night from Riverdale. 3-0 MSC with a full-time clean sheet against the new Metropolitan Division team, Staten Island Monarchs.